Oh, okay. So for my interview, I interviewed my grandma, Carol Smith. She is 76 years old, and currently lives in Sublette, Idaho, which is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But I really enjoyed this interview, and learned a lot of things about her that I didn't know. A couple questions that stood out to me was the questions that talked about mental and physical challenges that she's had in the last 10 years. So about 2 years ago, she had a hip replacement, and with the hip replacement, she got a staph infection and had to go to a rehab center and had like a whole bunch of complications with different antibiotics and stuff like that. And so it was really interesting to talk to her about that and see how that affected her mindset of healthcare workers and the service that they provided. Overall, though, they really did try to help her and accommodate her needs. Another question that I really liked is the difference between what was stressful for her when she was younger versus what's stressful for her now. So she talked about the things that she found stressful when she was my age. So she got married pretty young. When she got married, she moved from Logan, Utah to Malta, Idaho, which was like pretty contrast difference. Logan is more city life, and she said she could walk to everywhere that she needed to go, like the grocery store, the doctor, or whatever. But in Malta, everything is very secluded. It takes about an hour to get to anywhere that you need to be, and so she definitely had to adjust to like living out from the city and from access to healthcare and doctors and just like grocery stores for all really far away. And then she said things that stress her out now are more of like her health, the health of her husband. She said technology is another one that's very foreign to her, and so navigating it can be stressful sometimes. And then also traffic, just because she lives in a very rural area. When she does go into the city and has like a lot of cars around her, then it is kind of stressful for her. A couple other things that I like that she said. She was talking about weathering difficult times and how to best do that. And she said a lot of that came down to just like having a positive outlook on life. Even when she was going through the difficult health challenges with her hip surgery and all of that, she said that she just made a decision that she didn't want to get down on herself. She didn't want to complain. She wanted to try and look on the bright side of things, and I really like that. I thought that was like a good lesson for me to learn, is to just try and take the best of what you got. And then one last thing that she said, I asked her, looking back on her life, if there was anything she would change. And one thing that she did say is, really with your life, like, you will have unfortunate events that happen, you will have times that it will be really challenging, but even through all of that, like, you can choose to create a good life. And I really liked that we really are in control of whether we have a good and happy life. So yeah, that was my interview.